Hi, my name is Desiree, and I am doing this video today because I am a frustrated graduate nurse, and I, I don't know, I just felt the need to vent this morning. You guys don't even know me, but whoever cares to listen, I just wanted to do this video because I am very agitated by um, this process that I'm going through. Hold on, I'm gonna go get my coffee. It's like really quiet in here. Very, 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 very. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. All right, so I am doing this video. It's what 8:38. Okay. I just took my son to school like what 30 minutes ago. So I'm doing this video because I'm very frustrated with the process that I'm going through to take my boards. Um, I am like 6 months post grad. I've been out of school for 6 months. I'm like all studied out. Um, my bank account is not what I want it to be, so I'm frustrated with that. Um, I'm just ready to work and grind and get this first year out the way because I feel like this is probably gonna be the hardest year. Um, just learning everything. So I really I'm ready to get this out the way. I'm ready, and I'm so impatient. And it was crazy because like almost everybody in my class is like licensed. Um, almost everybody in my class is licensed. My mom, who um, my mom is licensed. Me and my mom went to school at the same time. She started first, um, and I'll tell you about her situation later. But she started first, and then I kind of copied and said, okay, I'll go to school too, because she had always trying to convince me to go, but I didn't listen. But then I ended up listening eventually. But my mom is licensed, like everybody is licensed and working, and I am I am still sitting here. I am working. I'm working assisted living. I'm a caregiver. I'm not really necessarily what they call a CNA there. I am a certified CNA, but I am not a CNA there. I do like med pass, and we do like a lot of uh, like caregiver duties because technically like the apartments are like they're it's like it's like set up like a nursing home kind of thing, but it's like apartment. It's like their own little apartment. And so technically, it's like we're working with them in their own apartment. So I've been doing that for about 5 months, and I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of like ready to just, I went to school for a whole year, so I'm just kind of ready to just like get it going. So I'm a little like I'm kind of tired of it a little bit, but let me see. The reason that this process is taking so long is because, okay, well, while I was in school, I was struggling as far as financially because my now husband was away in military training, um, and I just grinded that whole year. I really didn't work. I was trying to work, but I was one of those people. I'm one of those people who really can't multitask like that, especially with my son, because I try to be very hands on with him and not like try to like. I'm not really good at like. I like to do everything myself. Like wash his clothes, make sure he in bed, make sure he fed, bathe. So some of those things I like to really just be like. I'm not that parent that's kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna take him to the sitter and they'll do it. I like to do it myself. Um, so it was very hard for me to really work, do all those things, be a mom essentially, and let me see, be a mom and go to school. And if anybody been in nursing school, you know how demanding it can be. So um, yeah, I really didn't work. So all while I was in school, I kind of was just grinding it out just to make it to the end. But I had a school bill, and I was very blessed that my school wasn't the kind of school that'll kick you out for your payment. That's what happened with my mom's situation. But I was very blessed that my school kind of let me go all the way to the end without really stressing me about the payment. So, but at the end, I had a payment. Um, Also, my school required us to do like a green light. So the green light really at first wasn't an issue. Um, what else? Oh, and the big thing, I moved. So a week after I graduated, I moved to Texas to be with my husband, who is stationed here in El Paso, Texas. And I moved right away, but I started the process to get my license in Texas before I left. Now, um, when I did that, I put the application fee in, but the thing was, mm, um, you have to do the green light. You have to get the green light for your school to send your paperwork out. So I didn't have the green light yet, and and then also for them to send the paperwork out, your school bill has to be current. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to really just come to El Paso, even though I did. I came to El Paso and got a job in like 3 weeks. But I knew like I had to come here and get settled in and help my husband and take on that role that I hadn't taken on since we had got married and we were in two different states. So I knew that I wasn't going to get licensed right away as I planned. But you know, now it's well, I graduated September 28th, but now it's March 21st, and I'm still sitting here like not licensed. And it's all I talk about. That's why it's frustrating for everybody because it's all I talk about. Like, and if you don't want to talk about that, I'm just kind of like, so, so, but I'm laughing about it, but I'm really frustrated. Like, but and one reason why I'm frustrated because this is how everything with me goes. It's always more complicated than what it should be. But um, so I moved here to El Paso right away, and I knew I had to get settled in, and I my ATI expired, it expired like a month after I got here. We didn't have internet, so I had to get the internet, and I had to pay $75 more to um to renew my ATI so that I could get the green light. And so I did that for like the remainder of the year, and I'm thinking, okay, definitely in January I should be somewhere, you know. And so by the like in like January 20th, I was taking my green light exams to get out of green to get the green light, and I failed by 1 point. So when you take the predictor and you fail by 1 point, um, they want you to have a 72. I got a 71, and so I had to wait 2 weeks, 2 long weeks to take it again, and I was very distraught. I was actually like so hurt because I was so confident, and my husband was telling me like, you know, this is might be a sign that you need to focus a little bit more on it, and because you be trying to do stuff and not study, you just think you that smart. And it was a wake up call, like, okay, you need to study this stuff. This is not something that's just gonna just come to your head and you're just gonna be able to just do like anything else, other things. 'Cause other times I've taken tests, I've just kind of winged it and kind of passed. But nursing exams are not those kind of tests where you can do that. And so it taught me a lesson. So for those 2 weeks, I studied everything that I got wrong. I studied all the areas that I was lagging in, and I took it again, and I got like I did excellent. Like I got like a 98% chance of passing, and I ended up getting the green light, and that was like beginning of February. And so then that next week prior when we got paid, my husband got paid, we paid my school bill. So I'm thinking, okay, everything is moving along. Definitely, I might be able to schedule it maybe at the end of February. No, um, my school, I was having playing phone tag with them because I'm in Texas, they're in Michigan. I was playing phone tag with them. Usually, if I was in Michigan, I wouldn't even call it. I would have just went straight up there at 8 o'clock once they opened the doors. I had been sitting there in the lobby waiting, but I wasn't. I'm not there, so it was very hard for me to make arrangements with them or whatever. So my nose is a little stopped up. Um, it was very hard for me to make arrangements with them or whatever. So um, I finally got a hold to the dean, and he's like, "Okay, I'm sending your paperwork off or whatever like that." Um, so I had everything with my application done for Texas or whatever. And he's like, he sent the paperwork off. I'm waiting. Now, now I'm dealing with the Texas Board of Nursing. So I'm calling. I'm like, okay. After like a week or so, I'm calling. She's like, okay, well, it's exactly 10 business days. So, and then he sent the paperwork for like the Friday before President's Day. So that was like minus 1 day that it didn't get there. Um, and so she's like 10 business days it's not, we don't do anything on a, you know, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Really for my case, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 days, which is really like in my eyes is like 3 weeks. So I'm waiting. So beginning of March, beginning of this month, I started questioning like, okay, it should be there, and y'all should have gotten it and putting something in. So I started calling the Texas Board of Nursing. They're very vague. They very like they don't really give you anything extra. They're like, no, the paperwork hasn't gotten here yet, or we got the. So then they finally got the paperwork, and the paperwork was incomplete. They said. So the paperwork was incomplete. Um, they said that my school sent my transcripts along with the paperwork, but the form was incomplete. So I'm like, okay, why would they send y'all a blank form? That's just crazy. They were saying the same thing. Like, why would they sent the blank form out? And it was kind of like that, kind of like, uh, it's kind of like a competition like Michigan is, why would they send, like, But as I got to doing my research, Texas Board of Nursing is very difficult. So once I got to even doing my research and start seeing that, I'm like, oh yeah, them sending. I think they do that for Michigan. They do send the form, but they send the transcript, which to me the transcript is better than a piece of paper that you know they're like a piece of paper that you're writing on. You got the actual transcript to see, hey, this is everything that they did. These are the hours, blah blah blah. But no, they wanted my school to write everything in, and so long story short, I'm calling the school. And I'm like, hey, y'all sent out a blank form. What's going on? And um I'm so thankful and I was in contact with my school's. She's like our career developer, and she texts me, and she had been texting me throughout the months just to make sure, oh, you still doing the stuff, because it's getting like to be a long time. And she's like, what's going on with your stuff? And I told her the situation. She's like, I'm investigating. So she's right there in the office. I was texting her because it was very hard to get in contact with the dean. Understandably, they're busy, the DON. So I had her right there, advocating and saying, okay, what's going on with her stuff? Why was the blank form sent? And so she basically told me, and this is where I'm at right now. She basically told me, okay, basically what she found out was that my hours that I took in Michigan don't add up with the state of Texas on what they require. Um, so I'm like tripping out because I done paid like I done paid the application fees. I done went and got my background check. I done did this test. I done did everything that I had to do for Texas to get like my license in Texas. And you telling me basically I can't even test here. I have to go back to school. And I'm definitely not going back to school. So I am just like, and so basically I was mad. I'm like, so you mean tell me I gotta come to Michigan to do my test? So I'm starting thinking like already. I'm starting to think about all the money, more money that I gotta come out of that I tried to avoid, but that I tried to avoid paying double basically because that's what I'm doing. I'm paying double. Um, so I'm thinking about all this money that I had to come out of to, and I'm thinking like, damn, I gotta travel all the way to Michigan, and I gotta, you know, get there and just everything. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. I'm texting her, and I'm like, let me see. I'm like, you talking about travel fees? You talking about me paying Michigan, doing a background check? You talking about, I'm like, you talking about a few more months. And so she's like, well, don't panic right now. Don't make no decisions right now. Let me just figure it out. So basically, kind of like sleep on it. And I'm like, my husband said the same thing. Like, let's just sleep on it and we'll figure out something. So the next day, I wake up. I'm in better spirits. I'm like, whatever I gotta do to take this test, I gotta do it, regardless if I have to go home. Um, if I have to pay this money that I'm tired of paying, I'm tired of dishing out all this money and ain't no money coming back to me. Not yet. I'm like, this best to be worth it. Best to be worth it. And so let me see. So that's where I'm at now. I got in better spirits. I did my research. She told me she did confirm. She said the good news is that Desiree, you don't have to come home to Michigan to take your boards for Michigan. But your best option would be to take your test for Michigan. And so I will have a license at home and endorse it to try to get an endorsement to Texas. And so then I'm like, okay, well, still, I have a license in Michigan. I won't be able to work right away. She's like, well, you can apply for a temporary license in Texas. So I did my research, and what I came up with was that is the better option because when I did read the form, and this was my mishap back in September when I started doing everything for Texas. Um, I didn't read that. I read it, but I think I was just so excited to graduate and to come move here with my husband that I really wasn't really looking into things as I should have. I probably should have made a phone call and said, "Hey, can y'all tell me?" It says on the paper these hours have to you have to have these amount of. I think my school has a little bit more class hours than clinical hours. I think Texas requires more clinical hours than class hours, but I'm not sure how it goes. But long story short, the hours didn't add up, and um, long story short, the hours didn't add up, and I'm going blank. The hours didn't add up, and so I'm like, well, my school probably was like, ain't no point in us sending this form. We might as well just go on and get her the other route. And I kind of agree because if they're that difficult where they won't take a full transcript, then they'll definitely look at my paperwork and be like, okay, she can take this class, she can take that class, we require this class, and they definitely probably would be petty like that. And I ain't gonna say petty because that's what the requirements are, but they definitely would probably, and then it would have been like another 10-day waiting period where I would have just been waiting. And so this is the best route for me, I guess. And then so now I had to start the process for Michigan, which right now I'm waiting on my background check paperwork to come. I overnighted my Michigan application to Michigan. They got it that next day. I called Friday. He said, okay, you might want to give it a little minute for them to process it, process the payment. Um, so now I'm waiting on my background check information, and I'm just trying to be patient. And you know, what can I do? I gotta wait. So I'm waiting on that, and then, but let me tell y'all, even after I do this part of it, I gotta apply for endorsement, which is $186, and kind of like hope that they give me a temporary license because it's not a sure thing that they're gonna give me a temporary license. So me and Javon, my husband, we talked about me going home if I have to wait because I did a little research and some people were saying it take up to 5 months for them to get their license when they endorsed here. So we talked about me going home for a little while and working. He's supportive of that decision, if that's something that I want to do. I said if it go over what we think it should go over, which there's no way of telling that. That's the thing, you know. The good thing is I had already did like some of the requirements for the endorsement already on their file when I did the original application. So um, everything should be like okay, but um, let me see. We don't know. We just don't know. So I might have to go home and work for a little while, or I might not. I don't think I am. I'm praying that they like once I do all the stuff with the endorsement, that they go ahead and just send it out, and hopefully I'm working by May. Fingers crossed. Like I'm praying that that's what happens. But advice for future nurse graduates: do your research. A lot of the stuff that I had to do, I really don't think I had a choice. Like, you know, moving, I felt like that was like I had to, I need to move. It wasn't no point in me sticking around with my life. It was my husband, not my life, but my husband is here in Texas, and he had a house for us, and he's paying this note for this house, and I just felt like it wasn't no point for me to really stick around, and but really just do your research, be patient, because I think I jinxed myself a little bit because all while I was in school I kept saying no, I'm getting my license before Christmas, and I don't want to be working before Christmas. I want to be working in November, and that probably could have been possible if I would have done things a little differently. But sometimes I go on like hope, like I just kind of like hope that this is gonna happen, and I don't really like plan things out the best way. So just do your research and uh, just do your research and uh, you know focus on studying for your board. Cause even then, y'all, I still gotta pass the boards. Now, if I don't pass, I think I might just give up. Cause it might not just be for me. No, I should pass. But thanks for listening. I've been wanting to do this YouTube. I had wanted to try it out, and I just said today was like perfect day. My son is at school until 11:30, so I'm like, okay, well, we can kind of talk about your feelings today. My dog is still home. My one dog is outside, and my other dog is he's sleeping still, so he's still sleeping. So, well, I will let you guys. I think I'll probably get back on here once I get my background check information, and then I'll probably be very excited about that. So, alrighty, thank you. Bye.